let's assume for a second that everything you think you know about your own motives is just a lie.
Oh, that is a dark way to start.
I mean, it is. That every kind gesture or confident decision you make is actually just a theatrical mask hiding this, fundamentally narcissistic, aggressive animal.
Right, it's quite the paradigm shift.
Welcome to our deep dive today. We are stepping into that murky worldview by looking at Robert Greene's massive book, The Laws of Human Nature.
And his gist is basically that human beings are fundamentally irrational. He argues we are driven by this repressed dark side and that we need to decode this behavior to truly understand ourselves.
Yeah, and our mission today is to deeply analyze those claims. We've got chapter summaries, literary reviews, and a pretty harsh breakdown from a behavioral scientist, so we really need to separate the profound philosophical insights from what is, frankly, highly speculative science.
Definitely. Greene builds this case that we are inherently self-absorbed and naturally aggressive.
Okay, let's unpack this, because he's saying everyone is an actor wearing a deceptive mask. Is
Yeah.
that an actual factual reality or just a super exaggerated, cynical worldview?
Well, Greene reasons that recognizing these dark flaws actually helps us develop empathy. And to prove it, he leans heavily on historical comparisons.
Like calling Mahatma Gandhi a, quote, healthy narcissist.
Exactly. Or he analyzes Martin Luther King Jr. to argue that we can take these ugly, innate flaws and channel them into positive forces, but there is a massive limitation there.
Right, because historical anecdotes aren't really scientific data.
No, they aren't. They are brilliant for storytelling, but you can sift through history and cherry-pick stories to fit literally any narrative. It doesn't actually prove a universal biological law for the human species.
Which brings us to the behavioral science critique. Because when you look for the hard data to back up these laws,
Yeah.
the citations just aren't there.
They really aren't. Let's take the claim that humans are inherently biologically self-absorbed. It's highly speculative.
Because evolutionary biology paints a totally different picture, right?
Yeah.
Like Richard Dawkins' The Selfish Gene.
Yes. Dawkins demonstrates that altruism is a biological necessity. To ensure our shared genetics survived, early humans literally had to help the tribe.
So if we were purely ego-driven, humanity would never have reached equilibrium. We just would have gone extinct.
We are biologically wired to cooperate. And we see a similar clash with Greene's claim about grandiosity. He leans on the Dunning-Kruger effect for that one.
Oh, everyone loves quoting that one.
Yeah.
The idea that incompetent people wildly overestimate their intelligence.
Right, but recent statistical analyses have actually debunked it.
Wait, really? It's debunked?
Yeah, it's mostly a statistical artifact. It's essentially a math illusion created by how the original data was plotted, rather than a fixed psychological rule.
Oh, wow. And the pushback continues with his claim about innate human aggression, right? The sources evaluate that as pretty misleading.
Highly misleading. The behavioral scientists point to Albert Bandura's Bobo doll experiment from the 60s.
Oh, I remember that. They had kids watch adults physically attack an inflatable clown doll.
Right, and when the kids were put in a room with the doll later, they mimicked the exact same aggressive behavior.
So it proves aggression is primarily learned from environmental observation,
Yeah.
not just some hardwired biological absolute.
Exactly. And if aggression is learned, it severely undermines Greene's whole idea of a rigid, fixed human nature.
So here's where it gets really interesting. If our nature isn't fixed, what about his claim that we have to isolate ourselves from the downward pull of the group to think rationally?
It's a huge logical gap.
Because our brains consume an enormous amount of caloric energy, right? Aren't we biologically designed to solve problems together?
Yes, precisely. The social brain hypothesis and neuroeconomics show that humans actually make the most rational decisions in groups.
So we offload that heavy cognitive energy onto each other.
Right. We reason with others, which allows the group to catch and correct our individual blind spots. Greene's assumption that groups inherently destroy rationality just contradicts our evolutionary design.
We are built to problem solve together, not hide from each other. So pulling this all together, what should you realistically take away from this book?
Well, the core message is still a powerful call for self-awareness. The strong parts are definitely its practical tools for empathy.
But the scientifically unsupported biological laws are highly doubtful. You shouldn't treat this like a factual psychology textbook.
Exactly. It's best used as a philosophical mirror to reflect on your own actions.
Which leaves you with an interesting paradox to chew on. If human nature is highly adaptable to our environment, rather than fixed by rigid laws, does reading a massive book asserting that humans are selfish and manipulative actually train you to view the world with hostility?
Oh, like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Exactly. If you spend all your time looking for the hidden, ugly truth behind a theatrical mask, maybe you're the one painting that mask on everyone else.